So this video is going to be on jump rope form basics. My name's Keon and I'm from Dote Ropes. So the first thing you want to look at is your arm and hand positioning. So what you want to do is put your hands by your sides, then set your elbows back, which allows your hands to sit next to your hips, like so. I'll do that from the side as well. So hands by your side, elbows set back, palms facing outwards, which allows your hands to settle right next to your hips. This means the axis of rotation is in the center of the body, which is great because you want a similar amount of rope to be above and below you. So with that hand positioning, what you want to do next is focus on what you're doing with your feet. So one of the biggest mistakes is that people jump too high when they jump in rope. So it's literally just slight bend in the knees and just on the balls of your feet, very short bounces like this. You don't want to jump too high. You only need to jump enough to pass over the rope. So as you can see, the rope's very thin, so you don't need to jump high at all. Demonstrating those two basics with the rope. As you can see, my hands next to the hips with my elbows set back. Slight bend in the knees, low bounces, and that's what you want. So I was going to do that from the side as well. Another key point with your hands is that when jumping rope, you want to flick your wrists downwards like this. Just like you're shaking water off your hands. What I see a lot of people do is either have their elbows in and their hands to the side and do this using a lot of arm, or they'll have their arms really wide. This is an exaggeration, but they'll be literally using a lot of their shoulders, a lot of arm to spin the rope. Literally just going to be light, gentle flicks with your hands in order to do the basic bounce. The other mistake I see is people jumping too high. So instead of this, they'll do this. And it's just too much effort and really hard to time. And you'll just get the rope caught or you'll injure yourself. And in terms of arms, if I widen my arms, I'll start to trip. The reason being, if you have it out here, you can see it's going over my ankles. The more I widen my arms, the higher the rope gets up my body and shortens the arc height of the rope. If you have your hands next to your hips, you can see the rope will reach the ground. So the more you widen it, the shorter the arc is going to be, and that's why you trip, because some people have their arms and hands out here, here, here. It needs to be right next to the hips like this. So in summary, the main things to focus on are keeping your bounces low. So avoid jumping high, avoid bending your knees too much and piking and things like that. And you want to keep your hands next to your hips or your elbows set back, like so. When you jump rope like this, it's going to be easier to learn skills, easier to learn new tricks. It's also going to be way lower impact. If you're jumping high and have bad arm positioning, you're more likely to get injured. So jump rope is great when you do it correctly because it's low impact, but if you do it incorrectly with bad form, it actually doesn't have any of those benefits. So it's very important to just master those basics at the start. I'll be doing a lot more basics videos over the next few weeks, so stay tuned.